And
Hello. Oh, we can see ourselves?
mm-hmm.
All right.
Are we live?
You're live.
Oh
Yeah.
my, this is happening?
It's happening.
Oh, hi. Where we are?
Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
Hi, everyone. Slide over. No, I slide over. You slide over this way. Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
It's 12:30, you know what I mean? So
Okay. Hey, everyone. We're here at the BGB studio. I'm Risa.
I'm Steve, and there should be a name for that period of time at the beginning of a Facebook Live when you're just kind of vamping, like
It's
waiting
called
for
the
people
vamp.
to... Yeah?
Yeah, the
Okay.
vamp. We're vamping.
This is...
Congratulations. This is your most watched video yet. Good to know. Okay.
Wow, nice.
So if we're vamping, how are we doing there, Felipe? Are we coming up?
Felipe is producing this then.
Yes. Baba Louie.
Baba Booey.
Oh, really? Who is Baba
Yeah.
Louie?
Yeah.
Baba Louie's the cartoon character. Just give us a second. The cartoon character.
Oh, I'm sorry, Felipe. I didn't mean to call you a cartoon character. Although you can
Baba
be.
Booey's the Howard Stern producer.
Howard Stern producer. Yes.
I
Okay.
thought that Baba Louie... Okay, anyways, it's a longer story. I'm done.
Hi, everyone. So
Hello.
we're here coming to you live from the BGB studio in North Hollywood, California,
Yeah, we
to
are.
talk to you about headshots. And it's part of our career coaching program, series, effort, so that we can see you fully in all of your materials, just like we do in the work that you do in class and auditions, on stage, on screen.
And part of this too is that almost every day, and perhaps for you, like every day for decades, an actor has said, look at my headshot, what's wrong with my headshot, what's working, what isn't, will you give me your opinion?
Yes.
And I think in that, as people ask me that too, we have a sense of where actors, where their focus goes. So we're going to offer some of our thoughts on headshots here, and we have a gift to give you as well
We
at
do.
the end of this. More on that later.
So stick with us. We're going
Good.
to talk to you for a little while about our point of view about this, which is pretty different than maybe you've experienced before. So we're really excited to share that with you. And then we have a gift to take you further into that exploration for yourself. So stick with us here and put your comments below, ask us questions, and we'll engage with you there.
Well, let's just get right to
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So, so the question is, what do successful headshots have in common? What are headshots that move a casting director or somebody else, an industry professional, somebody making those decisions to action? And if you think of all the things that most people focus on in a headshot, we're going to move in a different direction. What we're going to move to first is your humanity. And it sounds like we're talking all sort of mystical or whatever, but we're not. We start with the premise that somebody who is a human being, not somebody in a vacuum, is actually going to be looking at your headshot. And the way that you move that human being to action, to say, yeah, you, is by offering an openness of your human experience, your humanity, your vulnerability, so that, and this gets back to like the lizard part of our
Absolutely,
brain, you know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
You offer something openly and she can invest in you on an emotional level. She's triggered as another human being to be drawn towards you. That's where it all starts. Are you offering you in all of your humanity without all sorts of ridiculousness that is your insecurity that really serves to wall you up?
I mean, what happens alternatively, and I think this is not anyone's fault, it's just the way the industry has directed you and the way agents and managers may have directed you and other people who talk about this, is to look beautiful. And your agent or manager will say, you've got to have a headshot where you look hot and hunky and all this other stuff. And you start to disappear into that list of things that you think that you need to do in order to have somebody find you attractive and sexy and appealing and hot and all of those crazy things, which you will look if you show us yourself. And that's what we are craving more than anything itself, is to see you. And what's interesting is we were just looking at Felipe Red's box of headshots that we were filing in our file cabinet, and the weird stuff is that we don't really go to that file cabinet that often anymore because everything is online. So we see you online in a little tiny box like that, among a lot of other little tiny boxes on a page. So how are you going to breakthrough? How are you going to disrupt that flow of all these people who are trying to look and pose and have us see their faces, like right here, and that's it. And what we need is to go in deeper and to see you, your humanity, your emotional life, your full authentic being, and that's the thing that is going to grab us and show you to us, and that's what we need.
Right. So most actors are trying for some sort of external idea, some benchmark of what is beautiful, and again, particularly for women, like that's because, and we know some of these situations, some of these agents as in their relationships with their actors, who have said things like, "You have to wear a red dress in this one," or "I need you to be effable." I mean, so hurtful and propels you away from who you actually are to hit some sort of external target. But then what we see in your headshot is you trying to achieve some external target as opposed to being you. So what draws someone in a situation where they're looking at just pages and pages of small headshots? Presence. You being you fully, your best self. And when you have presence, what that says is, I'm here. And that is disruptive. It's not, hey, look at my hair, or, oh, I need to retouch everything because I'm insecure about this, that, or the other thing, or let's put all sorts of things in the background so they don't have to look at me. All of that stuff, which amounts to running from who you are.
Hiding, yeah.
And that's the sense that a casting director will get, and when she gets that sense that you're hiding, she doesn't have the time to do the work to find you. So moving on. Yeah. And instantly there's 10 other headshots around your headshot on this page. Moving on.
You know what's interesting? I was thinking about this because I look at all these pictures of my daughter and her friends online, and the thing that pulls me in is somebody having this authentic experience. And that's what you guys love. I mean, we all love that. The pictures we post on Facebook, we go, I love this photograph of me and my kids, or me and my boyfriend hiking, or, here I am, in my favorite outfit, or whatever that is. The stuff that you love, that you post about yourself, or your friends or your family, is stuff where we get to see you, where you are fully engaged in an experience, where there's a full emotional life, where you're authentic and you're not planning it out. Now, it's hard to get in front of a camera with a photographer, right, and pose, and you did your hair and you did your face, you did your makeup, and you put on the right clothes.
You paid all the money.
And you paid all the money, and this is the big thing, and the agent said you need this, and there you are in front of the camera. It's like go time. It's what you have to bring to that moment, just like you do when you walk into an audition, or walk on stage, or walk on set, to be able to just gather all of yourself and put forth who you really are. And that takes a lot of pressure off, but it takes some real thought and some real shifting in what that moment is in front of that camera.
And so much of this, again, is because you have this desire to get it right, to climb the ladder and get ahead. Your head goes into this place of, there are these external benchmarks that I have to hit, and what that does is it shirks your responsibility to show up fully, to be yourself, and to own that. Now, that takes time and patience, but there is a practice to it, and what we're going to offer you, we can talk about this now, I think, as this free gift, is an audio during which Risa and I explain the practice of presence in a headshot. We explain some of the exercises and the tools that you can use to be yourself, your best self, in a headshot experience with a photographer and beyond, so that you're seen, so that you have presence which commands attention. Presence command. People talk about this. Yeah, on-screen presence. What does that mean? It means you have to watch. There's a demanding that I'm here, showing up fully, and there is an evolutionary, and biological imperative in each of us that when we see that, we're drawn to it. We have to engage with it. We're social animals. It's in our DNA.
And not showing up fully to present something or to impress somebody, right, but really showing up fully and allowing yourself to drop into that moment, to take ownership of that moment, and to allow yourself to be in an emotional and personal experience.
Right, absolutely. And again, easier said than done.
Yeah.
When the forces of the industry are telling you that you need to do X, Y, or Z, you have to believe in humanity. You have to believe in your hypersensitivity. You have to believe that you have the power to move somebody in your headshot on an emotional level. You're not going to be right for everything, and so it comes down to some of this specific stuff of hair color or whatever else. Sometimes
sure.
That's what it is. But so there's no headshot that's going to be right for every season, But that's not realistic.
And you can keep taking pictures so that you find different versions of that, not different looks, different poses, different outfits, different jackets, but different emotional human experiences, and then you'll grab a few of those, right, and they'll be right for different things.
And some of this too, I think, speaks to not thinking of the business and the craft as different. even from a business model, your value, your product, is your ability to have an emotional experience that moves people on an emotional level. And so why not bring that to your headshots, to your reels, to all of it, your website, all across the board?
And that's what we advocate for, and that's the important shift, is that it's not that you're doing this, your materials are this external package. Your materials are an extension of you completely, and that's all of the stuff that we're going to be doing in these Facebook Live visits with you.
Right.
Today we're talking a little bit about headshots. We're giving you this free gift if you'll hang in there with us, and we'll give you the link to go get it. And then next week, same time, Tuesday, 12:30, we're going to talk about Reels, and the week after that, we're going to talk about websites. And we're doing this because you guys ask us about it a lot, and we totally get how important it is. But we want to make it easier for you, more fun for you, more organic for you to express yourself through your materials.
Right, and I think just on a personal level, one of the other reasons why, and we've had this discussion, is that what matters to us most is your work and being affected by you, so that we feel human. When you show up and show us your humanity, we get to go, oh, I'm not alone, this is great. And then actors come to us with, again, this sort of the other side of your brain, the headshots and the reels, and it's this business stuff, and they think technically, and they move away from this thing, and it's really frustrating because we know the power that you have. And so this is part of the revolution that we're trying to enact in this industry and beyond, is that no, your hypersensitivity, your vulnerability, all those things that you think might be warts that you want to try to cover up, those lines that you earned or whatever that is, even in the misogynistic business that we're in, are your superpower and can serve to make you beautiful, can serve to move someone on an emotional level so that they say, I want to read her, I want to see more of her. So
and that's what matters.
This is what we're trying to, and again, I appreciate that being in the trenches and having to show your agent after having spent $800, $900, $1,200 on headshots, showing your agent the result and having him go, oh, I don't know. There's a consequence to that.
Yeah.
But that's the business you're in.
And the other thing, let's all just take a little focus off of this for a second. You guys go to headshots sometimes as the quick fix, and it's having a good appetizer, but it's not everything. So let's not put that much emphasis on this as the be-all end-all. We just want to see you fully, and we want to help you get there and get rid of all the things that will get in the way of seeing you fully.
Right. The notion is like, well, it hasn't happened for me in a year and a half or so,
so I need
or
a new headshot.
I'm not getting out more, so I guess the headshots I just took didn't work, so let's get new headshots, which is all
that's kooky.
ridiculousness.
Yeah. In any case, so Felipe, let's throw up the link.
I don't want to throw up. I'm not throwing up on camera.
Okay, good. Let's post the link, and it's there for you below this in the comment section. That's where it is?
Yeah.
Yes? You can talk, Felipe.
There it is. I see it.
Yeah, all right. So that's the link, and you can go there and get the free gift. And what that is a little bit more about the practical way that you can approach this process and start to really rethink how you look at your headshots, which is so exciting for us and so cool.
So it's just to explain, it's an audio where Risa and I, you put in your headphones, and Risa, or wherever you want to listen, and Risa and I talk you through in a deeper way. An exercise of how to come back to you in the context of your headshots, and it's more than just 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a Facebook Live. These are exercises that you need to do. There's a practice to all this. This is not going to be easy, but we know that once you engage in this practice consistently, and you're engaging the practice of presence consistently, that you show up more fully in your work and your creative materials across the board. Right. It's not easy, but it's necessary, and we're happy to take you through it, and it's free, so you may as well do it.
So if you have any questions, are there any questions that anybody's posted as of right now?
Yeah, feel free to ask.
Feel free to ask us while we're here. One thing that has been asked, and we addressed it a teeny bit, was how many looks should I have? And the answer to that really is as many as happen in the course of that wonderful, organic, human experience that you have with your photographer. And then you can figure that out. And sure, change the outfit here or there, but don't make it about that at all. Because anything that distracts us from seeing you fully, I'm wearing these earrings, and they may be distracting, but I like them because they feel like a part of me. But if anything is your makeup, your hair, your jewelry, your clothing, people will send me headshots sometimes, and there's the one with the leather jacket, and then there's one with the red shirt, and then there's the one with the suit. And I understand that for different things, for commercials potentially, you may want to have different looks. But if for 1 second our eye is taken away from you, because what's your experience wearing that suit, wearing that jacket, wearing that dress? That's what's more interesting. This, not this is my lawyer look, but this is me taking command in the room. This is me being more vulnerable potentially.
Right.
So that's that's what different looks are.
And again, what we talked to you about in this audio is just cleaning the deck of all that stuff, because I think we get in the habit of putting on the armor because we're not 100% comfortable offering who we are, because there's a consequence to not being enough and being told that your headshots are bad, or I'm not going to see you, or the agent's going to drop you, or all that stuff. There's an emotional consequence to that, even in our daily lives, right? We get up and we put on the armor, whatever that is. Like, I made a choice to put this on today.
Did you?
There's nice. But we make these choices. It's not just a random thing. We choose to do these things for reasons. So in this audio, we clear the deck of all that stuff and take you back to really being in the practice of asking and then answering the question, who are you? And it's more in depth than that. But when you know that, then everything on top of that, whether it's the earrings or the shirt or whatever, is an addition. It's a step after I know who I am. This is who I am. So then your headshot is not about the hair and not about the chunky jewelry or the thing in the background. It's about you, and then it's about you being your best self. Same thing with touching up. People think, oh my God, I need to look 10 years younger or else I won't get cast, so let's just touch everything up.
And that happens a lot, I mean, we took some pictures last year, and I asked the photographer to touch up a little bit over here, and what I got back was some plasticized version of myself, and it was horrifying. And he said, but that's what you asked for, and I realized that that's what happens, and I see that, and that's a note I give a lot to people who show us their headshots. Is I'm losing you, I'm losing your character, I'm losing your humanness, I'm losing you. So it's not only asking who you are and really looking into that, but accepting who you are and loving who you are and knowing what it is about you that is unique and special and wonderful. Right.
And these we'll get to a question in a second, but these questions are deep, and these questions are difficult, and they often don't have an answer. Most of the answer is in asking the question,
in the exploration.
So it's not going to satisfy your brain, because you want to know, but what color should I what
So really take the time to spend some time with these questions, let them marinate over the course of a few days. Have a journal and keep asking them to yourself throughout the day and evening. It'll be different in the morning on Monday than it will be Friday afternoon. And keep asking them and keep exploring and keep investigating, because you'll start to learn what that is over time. You'll go deeper and get more thorough and start to find who you are.
And if you hit the link, maybe we can throw it up again if it's not there, and you have this audio gift that we're going to give you, you can listen to it anytime. And you're going to be different, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, tomorrow. So use it, and use it as a practice regularly. All of this is about practice, and we just put it out there, BramanGarciaBrown.com/free-gift. We've got questions, yeah?
Are composite headshots a good idea?
If it's useful at times, potentially, doesn't necessarily make a big difference. Felipe, if you want to grab that headshot thing over there that's on the back next to that huge bottle of wine,
oh really?
Yeah, that right there. Yeah, I'm going to show you a composite thing that I think actually works, but it's for fun. So this is our wonderful friend Evan Arnold, and this is his postcard.
People are wondering what is happening.
What is happening here? So this is him, and he's making fun, but it's very effective. So here's his composite on the back. Now, what I love about the composite, is this a good place to put it? What I love about this composite is it shows wonderful pieces of him, in action, pieces of him in his character's personality, and it's a little bit silly and funny and ironic. And
just to be clear, he's not the Calvin Klein model kind of guy.
No,
but that's why it's interesting.
He chose
and funny.
to do this to grab our attention, which is
as
wonderful.
A joke.
Yeah, because he's well, I'm
and
sorry, Evan, if you're watching, you may think you are that guy, but
this is a postcard, not a headshot.
No, but in terms of a composite,
right?
So the thing is, it's fine to do a composite thing, but not to do. Here I am with my stethoscope, and here I am with my lawyer jacket, and here I am in my construction worker garb, and here I am just being the nice guy next door in a leather jacket. Because that's what we see. But if you have different moments of yourself, different wonderful pieces of who you are, different feelings that are emerging, yeah, sure, why not?
I never really got that. That's like you have to put on the doctor's coat or to show them that you can be a doctor, as if they couldn't possibly. I don't know. Maybe they can't. Like in commercials or something.
Well, I don't even think, and you know, we've talked to some commercial casting people we know, and they're not looking for that at all anymore. So, but sometimes it's even, and I see in the picture, I'm going to pose as the lawyer guy, you know, in this suit. How am I doing?
Good. Lawyers are always shoulders first.
Shoulders first, you know, or the construction guy.
Right.
Right, that guy.
I'm not taking any of your crap. You're gonna have to back that up.
You know,
this is great.
Yeah. You know, or the tough guy.
Just be a human being.
Yeah. Yes.
Be a human being.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Can we just be a human being for the love of God?
What are your thoughts on choosing a very specific color of your brand for your headshots? I've just taken new shots and have a favorite, very procedural look, but I'm worried it ignores the very warm maternal side of me, which is the first thing people see. Does it confuse the brand?
We got big feelings about all this. There's an assumption, the notion that someone can't be both procedural and maternal. My wife would disagree with you. Hell, my 2-year-old daughter would disagree with you because she's both of those things.
She's almost 3. So yeah, first of all, let's take the word brand and just unpack that for a second. We understand that brand means, if you could reframe that and take brand and turn it into presence, then brand can actually be useful. But otherwise, you are typing yourself into something and limiting yourself as a human being. We're talking about being a human being, a full human being. So it's understandable that you might want to have a procedural look versus a vulnerable mom look. But what you're really talking about is somebody who may be in a more assertive sense of themselves versus somebody who may be in a quieter, softer sense of themselves. Not to take the procedural or lawyer or mom or victim or all of that stuff out of it, because nobody is, even when we're looking for that in a story, we're still looking for a human being. We're still scrolling through, and we know we have to cast a Navy SEAL, or we know we have to cast a woman who's been beaten, or we know we have to cast a tough lawyer, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for you who can bring yourself to that story. Does that make sense?
Can I just make this super clear too, because you can't say this, but so here's somebody who casts people, and she's saying, don't fence me in. She's saying, don't limit yourself so that I can't make those decisions, or that I can't say...
Or we will gloss over you.
Right.
We won't see you because we'll see somebody posing as a procedural person. So hopefully your new headshots are showing who you are fully, and you find one when you scroll through them as that really speaks to your humanity. And I would say, don't ask your agent, get that input, but go ask, your favorite aunt where she sees you. Go ask your teenage nephew, if you can get his head out of his computer or his phone, where he sees you, and pay attention to them, because they're people.
And also, all of that is in the context of knowing yourself.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. I hope that helps, but it's just, we're trying to get you out of that mode of typing yourself and putting a box around yourself, because that's all we're going to see is somebody hiding in a box, not you.
In casting, if you are curious about an actor, do you find yourself going beyond the headshots on breakdowns and visiting social media to see more authentic photos?
Good question. Yes. So that's a whole other topic, and we're actually going to get to your marketing and social media later on in May. We're going to do some stuff about that, because we have really strong feelings about that and really applicable, technical, effective ways for you to do that. But we do want to see more of you, and we will look to find you, absolutely. But in a scroll, when we're looking at your headshots for the first time, seeing 100 on a page, and sometimes 10 pages of 100 on a page, times 10 characters in a script, or 20, you have to be able to stand out by being your full self in that. But we're always curious, yes.
Are there certain colors that look best, or we should stay away from? Also, what about color backgrounds to pop out and stand apart from the rest?
Colors?
And just to be clear, the interest is to pop out in that page of small shots that you scroll.
I see what you're saying.
So can a color help to smack you in the face and make you go, oh wow, I need to look at that. What's that?
You could wear like purple contact lenses.
You could, but and I know you're saying that jokingly, but you make a good point. So where does it end? Like, if you know what I mean, like if I'm mooning the camera in my headshot and you're scrolling down, all of a sudden you see a butt, would you stop on that?
Absolutely.
Right. So
a hairy one, preferably.
Wow. So all the same, where is the line between, hey, I'm over here, and this odd performative jackass sort of thing that may get your attention, but not the right kind of attention?
You know what? Color doesn't really make much of a difference. It may stop you in that scroll, but it won't engage you. So it may be disruptive in that, oh, there's some red or there's some blue, but it's not going to make somebody click or see or, you know, send an appointment for.
Right.
Again, sure, if you know you look great in a particular color, I mean, Steve, you look good in blue and brings out your eyes, I'd wear some blue stuff, you know, you do, you know, it softens you, or you know what that is for yourself, know what colors look good on you and what help, but that's just a small part of it. That's just about, you know, setting the table so you can have a great meal. You're not eating the tablecloth, but you want to have a lovely tablecloth.
You think I need softening?
On certain days I notice you wear
That's
blue
true.
and it's very like lovely and it does soften you, but for that particular part, you know, version of yourself. I'm just saying.
That's so great.
You know, but you notice these things, but that's and it stops there.
Yeah.
And also, how do you feel when you wear that blue shirt? Does that feel different? I know I feel differently when I wear different clothing, and so it's about that. We say that to actors all the time when they go to auditions or when they even go to set. What do you want to wear that makes you feel a certain way? And that's part of that exploration.
Right, and again, this is coming back to knowing yourself first, and this free gift that we want to give you, we want you to listen to this, is the practice of coming back to scraping off all those barnacles and doing the work of shoring up who you are. So then on top of that amazing emotional expression that's captured in a headshot, that vulnerability, that boldness, whatever that is for you, because you're unique. On top of that, you have a color that works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's step 2, 3, and 4. Step 1 is first.
If I may go back to Evan Arnold and his little thing here in front of me, this is black and white. We love black and white pictures too. But what I love about the colors here that are here is that they just, you know, they're subtle, but they're rich and deep, and they definitely create a palette of somebody who knows himself.
Right. On top of the fact that this whole
is a big
gimmick is like I get who I am,
yeah,
and I'm making fun of who I am.
Yeah,
Which is really cool.
You want to pop up the link again?
Sure.
Would that be useful? So we're going to send you the link so you can come get your free gift and visit us at BGB. BraemanGarciaBraun.com. And if you have any questions beyond this, you think of something tomorrow or later today, and you want to, I don't know why I'm holding my hands like this, it's so silly, and you want to ask us, we will respond. And what you can do is you can put the questions down here, or you can email us at info@BraemanGarciaBraun.com, and we'll respond accordingly.
Yeah, so check out the free gift, BraemanGarciaBraun.com/free-gift, and we want you to listen to that because it's helpful.
Yeah. Anything else yes, okay. We're going to ask 2 more questions and then we're going to get back to work.
Assuming that authenticity and presence is on point, how important is color and composition as far as noticing it in thumbnails or even full size?
Yeah, more apropos
more about the same color and composition. Yeah, it's an interesting thing that you guys are looking to that. So yeah.
Right.
To post headshots at IMDb, an actor needs to subscribe now. Is it important to have a photo presence there?
Yes, Gary Ray, I saw this pop up. It is important. Again, we'll talk about that later in May, but it's important for you to have a presence wherever you can, wherever people who will cast you and hire you go.
And there's a balance between the fly-by-night organization that wants you to pay them to put up and IMDb or others, but again, we'll talk about that in a couple weeks or so.
Yeah, and IMDb, by the way, you can put up tons of pictures. They don't have to all be headshot pictures. I mean, you can put up anything that you like that shows yourself and who you are. Right. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much.
We know this is important to you. We hope we've answered some of the questions you may not even know you had. And check out the free gift. ask us further questions, and come back and see us here next week, 12:30 Tuesday, where we're going to talk about your reel. Bring your lunch, and we'll see you then.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Finish.